Good morning. Today we're going to do summation notation. Okay, when we're adding terms in a sequence, we're going to use summation or sigma notation. And what that's doing is it's going to take wherever we tell it to start and then add up all the terms until we get to the last term that we need. The I is for our index, telling me which spot we're at. Okay, and then we'll get the value from there. So we can do these in the calculator. We may also have to show our steps to what we had. So first one, let's do both. We're going to start by plugging in 3 for I. So 2 times 3 plus, now plug in 4. Now plug in 5. So 6 plus 8 plus 10, 24. So grabbing the calculator, you want to pull up the summation button, and if I type in I equals 3, now 2I up to 5, and there's our 24. So now we've shown the work and we can go through and check it on the calculator. Now this one has 5 plus all this summation fun right there. So the 5 is just once. Then I have 2. It's going to be 2 to the 2 minus 1 plus 2 to the 3 minus 1 plus 2 to the 4 minus 1 plus 2 to the 5 minus 1. And again, you can do this in one step, but it's just nice to show it. So 2 to the first, that becomes 2 squared, that becomes 2 cubed, that becomes 2 to the 4th, and then find out what those are. And you have a whopping total of 35. That again could be checked in the calculator. Looking at the third one here, we have some problems. Not big problems, just gotta work problems. A is what we're going to be plugging in for, but then there's another variable as well. So I'm going to start by just doing what I know here, that the 4 is going to go in for A, so it'll be 4x plus 4. Then I'm going to plug a 5 in, so 5x plus 5. Then I'm going to plug a 6 in, 6x plus 6, and then stopping when I plug in the 7. So there's my 1, 2, 3, 4 separate terms, and I'm going to combine them. 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7, all of those add up to 22, and then 4x plus 5x plus 6x plus 7x is 22x. So now the U try row, I'd like you to take a couple minutes and work on that. I'm going to tell you, because I want you to show me the work that would get to it. D is 9, E is going to turn out to be 20, and then F is negative 10x. Now, part exercise 2 here is a multiple choice, so I'm going to go right to the calculator, and I'm going to find my summation button. I'm going to type it in just as I see it. I equals 1. Use my fraction button. Then I will have 1 over I. And up to 4, hit enter, 25 over 12. The next page now, we have a recursive definition. So first we have to figure out what the summation wants. The summation is going to want, plug in the 4, so a sub 4 plus a sub 5 plus a sub 6. That's what we're going to be finding out. Now we have to go find out what those are. So I'm going to make a little list over here. A sub 1 is 0. Nice, but not helpful yet. A sub 2 is 1. Now, here is the recursive formula. So if I were to write a sub 3 is going to be a to the n minus 1, so that will be a sub 2, plus 2 times a to the minus 2. So now I'm down to the a sub 1 term. 3 minus 2 got me to 1. So now I can fill in a sub 2 is 1, and a sub 1 is 0. So we will turn out with an a sub 3 of 1. A sub 4 is going to go through. First thing I'm going to do is say, okay, the a sub 3 term plus 2 times the a sub 2 term. A sub 3 we just found out was 1, and the a sub 2 term is also 1. So now I have 1 plus 2, and that's 3. I want you to take a minute and find a sub 5 and a sub 6, just practicing those. A sub 5 turns out to be 5, and a sub 6 turns out to be 11. So now I need a sub 4, which is the 3, a sub 5 is the 5, and a sub 6 is the 11. Add those up, you get a total of 19. Now we're going to look at these sums, and we're going to create an expression using the sigma notation. So first, we're going to look at choice A, and hopefully you're seeing those numbers going, okay, they look something special, and they are. Those are all perfect squares. I can rewrite this: 9 is 3 squared, 16 is 4 squared, 25 is 5 squared, out to 10 squared. So I know that I'm going to be using the notation I squared. That's how I'm going to get my terms. I'm going to start, my first term I'm going to plug in is the 3. This one is pretty easy to see that 10 is my last term right there. So we're going to go 3 to 10. And when I plug that in, I will get 385 as my sum. As I look at B is going through, and I can see that it's changing by 3. It's by changing by an adding of 3, so it's an arithmetic, and we're going to say, okay, my D value is 3. My first term is the -6. So I can use my formula, -6 plus n minus 1 times my D value of 3. Put that into my lovely summation there. We're going to say I equals 1 because that's my first term. Oops, I'm going to have to use n because I've used an n in my formula. Now the problem is, what is the 15? Which spot is that? So go over here. 15 is the term I don't know. And we'll have -6 plus n minus 1 times 3. Add the 6 over. We'll get 21. Divide by 3, n minus 1 equals 7. So n equals 8. N equals 8. Type that in, and you will get 36 as your total. Last one we're looking at here, we have C. So now I'm looking at 1/25, 1/5, 1, all the way 5 up to 625. That's definitely multiplying. It's multiplying by 5. So my R value is 5. My first term is 1/25. Gonna go through, set that up. 1/25 times 5 to the n minus 1. My first term's 1, and I have to do the same game of figuring out what position the 625 is in. So 625 equals 1/25 times 5 to the n minus 1. First, multiply by the reciprocal of 25, and I'm going to have 15625, 5 to the n minus 1. Again, oh no, the variable is in the sky, so we got to take it out. Log base 5 of 15625 equals n minus 1. Go ahead, type that in. 6 equals n minus 1. Add that, and that tells me that the 625 is my 7th term. So I stick a 7 right up there, and I will get the total. All right, now there's 2 U tries. Take a minute, go through them. One is arithmetic, one is geometric. Here, you need to see them. All right, for D, you should end up with an answer. 131,068. And E, you should end up with an answer of 1460. Make sure you show your work for that. Then, in exercise 5, I want you to try to see what you can set up. You can see that it is multiplying by 2, okay? Go through. You can set up the formula. You could also, because it's multiple choice, use guess and check. Have a great night.